Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and full review of this DBPOWER 7000L HD video projector. Yeah, the listing on Amazon says Wi-Fi mini projector with carrying case, Zoom 1080p, iOS, Android support, sync screen support, portable home movie projector, and so on and so on. It has a lot of really good reviews, not even actually good, but really awesome reviews. So it looks like it's a very interesting product, and it's listed currently for only around $120, so pretty cheap. Maybe you can even get some extra coupon for that. Yeah, the brand is DBPOWER. That's not just no name. I mean, it's not Samsung and Apple, but it's DBPOWER, and I've already tested a lot of devices from DBPOWER, and they have always been working really reliable. Usually they have low price, but still quite good quality, reliable things. I think, as far as I remember, not even one single device of them has really failed, and they also have 12 months warranty, and you can see they even have their web page, so it's definitely not just something which you can't rely on that. So even 24/7 live chat support. This is awesome in this price range. So let's open the box and see what we get. So it comes even with a nice carrying pocket. So let's take this thing out. Yeah, this thing has really a lot of good features. Also some to use this as a portable device somewhere if you go even for camping or in your backyard or so. We'll see that later, especially with the Wi-Fi. It's one of the cheapest devices which have Wi-Fi and support 1080p. I mean, the native resolution is 720p, but it supports up to 1080p. So you have two instructions manual. Here you have the quick start guide, and we have the full user manual, and you can see the model type is RD-821. So let's see the quick start guide. It's always good to show you that in case you need that. Maybe you lost the instructions or you bought used. So you can see basic operation, screen mirroring, Android screen. I'm going to try a couple of things later for you, especially for Android. I don't have an iPhone. Yeah, the full manual is 26 pages. It's definitely too much to show you everything, but you can see everything is explained in detail. All the ports, especially, we have a lot of ports to access, but it's actually not needed because we can use the Wi-Fi. But you can see what you can use. You can use HDMI, you can use a storage card or USB or other possibilities to use this projector. That's really good. And we have keystone correction. We only have a vertical keystone correction and not a horizontal correction, but we cannot expect this in this price range. Of course, it has already a lot of features for this price level, I would say. You see all the accessories. We have an HDMI cable, we have this AV cable with 3.5mm jack, we get a remote control. Then we have the power cable. As you can see, there's a lot. And here's the projector, nicely protected. Really nice case. You can see it's a really nice cushion here. Perfect to transport this thing wherever you want to go. And I would say it's a solid built device. It has a nice cover. Comes with this soft rubber feet, exactly how you want it. And it also has this thing which helps you to point it a little bit up. So usually you want to have this pointed up, and then you make the keystone correction, then everything is perfect. This is what you do. It has also nice ventilation. We have the USB AV headphone jack. We have one HDMI, then even VGA infrared here from the back, power adapter, also infrared from the front. This is really helpful. I love this thing when we have infrared from both sides for the remote control. You never know if you are in front or in the back of such a projector. It's really helpful if you have the infrared receiver from both sides. This is almost like mandatory, and some of the devices, they don't have this. So I'm going to start this thing, and then I'm going to show you a couple of first features, either here or with a screen, and at the very end I'm going to show you a real life picture in a really difficult setup, difficult environment on my wall. You can see that already here. This is also what I'm going to use. This is a difficult thing, but this is also something which a lot of people have to deal with. They don't have perfect environment, so you want to make sure that you buy a projector which also can handle such environments. Okay, so here we are inside on a screen, like mobile screen. You can see it's not totally flat, but at least it's a mobile screen, a little bit better than on a wall. Brightness is not really bright, but not really dark, so it's definitely not perfect situation, but I just wanted to show you how this works. And we just turn the thing on. We see this purple light here, and we already have the image very easy. So the basic things here are, again, the focus. You can see it's perfectly in focus. We could also turn the thing up. It's more or less flat. When we point the screen a little bit up, of course I have to follow with the camera. You can see it needs a little bit of correction. We can easily correct this thing here. That's the keystone correction. You can see here we need almost the maximum. This is when you are pointing the image down. This is for pointing the image up. Now we need to adjust the focus because it's a little bit further away. If you want to have the best screen, yeah, go straight. Every time you go a little bit down or up, it can't be perfect because there's a different distance on the lower part than on the upper part, especially when you're close like here. I mean, here I am on the minimum distance, which is 106 centimeters. That's the minimum which you have to maintain. By the way, you cannot make the image larger. If you want to make the image larger, you have to increase the distance to the screen. Maximum size is about 200 inch. Of course, if you want to use 200 inches, you have to make it a little bit darker than here. So again, I point this a little bit down to get a little bit a better image. Still, it's not perfect, but you can see now almost everything is nice in focus, and I'm here on the right side. So this is the maximum, or like actually the minimum distance. So I'm a little bit closer here. Again, you can do everything here from the control functions here, but you can also use the remote control, and I recommend the remote control. By the way, you have to insert 2 batteries, you have to use 2 AAA batteries, and you have a little bit more functions than here. It's much more convenient to use that. You also don't have to push here and then it's moving. So here we have 2 very important functions. We have the home screen, which is this one here. So from here you can invoke every function. You have the screen mirroring, you have the settings, memory card, multimedia, HDMI, VGA, and I have already added a USB stick with some video on it. I'm trying to invoke that. That's the multimedia. You can use this keypad here to go up and left and right. So we are here on the multimedia. So I just click OK here. Of course, I have to point a little bit towards the receiver. If you don't have reception, yeah, make sure that you're pointing towards the receiver. Then we are on movie here. We pick movie. Yeah, I think it's a little bit easier when I move away, otherwise I don't have a reception. That's exactly the problem. So here you can see now it works much better. Here I am on movie. I click OK on movie. Then I use USB 1. I go into the video folder here on this stick, and I use the video which I have uploaded. Now I have to turn down the volume a little bit. So here we have the image a little bit closer, and you can see how good this is. I even turn down a little bit the light, and you can see about how good this is. This is very nice in focus, I think. I mean, it's just a mobile screen, it's not perfect, but I think the quality is really good. I mean, the player works really fast. You can do like pause, fast forward and go back a couple of times, 8 times forward, 16 times forward, 30 times. Also same thing back. Really nice responsive. You can see there's a really capable CPU inside really nice. You can see 32 times back, and yeah, we are already there. So you can see not only the quality of the image is good, but also like the processing is also very good. So I go into play or actually pause the thing. You have been able to see that this is really working. Let's go back. And we do not only have the home here, we have this menu button here on the side. It's a really important one. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult behind the camera. But here you can see we have a lot of settings in the picture. By the way, yeah, just see on the screen monitoring of my camera that it's actually not recording very good quality. The image which I see is actually much better. But I just want to show you the functions. When we go on the left side, you can see here we have much more options, like from factory software update and so on. Clock, sleep timer, different sound modes, different picture. You can see we have many different modes, so it's almost endless what you can do. What's also really important, we have a couple of functions here on the top. Here in the top middle we have an additional function to revert or actually flip the image. If you want to mount the projector on the ceiling, we can see here you can flip it down, then you can even mirror the writing. That's also important, otherwise it won't work. You cannot read anything. So you have a lot of different options here, and on the right side we can select the input like home, HDMI, AV, VGA, screen mirroring and so on directly from here. But you can also do this from here on the left side, screen mirroring. I've been trying that and it also worked right away. I mean, on the right side we have the settings here. We can connect to Wi-Fi. I've already done this and it worked right away. Here I've been connecting to our Wi-Fi, and you can see I can even disconnect and it still works. If you want to like update the software or do other things, you have to connect. Here I'm showing you that you don't have to connect. It's really important. Let's say if you're out in the woods or so to know that there is like an access point. So actually you don't have to connect with the projector to your router. I'm going to show you that. You have also a couple of different options here regarding the mirroring. Let's go now to the Android mirroring, which I have done. What we have to do is to click on this thing so it starts it actually right away, and now we have to go to the Android phone. I hope you can see that's a little bit far down here. Sometimes you have it in the top menu, just push everything down, then you have it here. Otherwise go into the settings. Usually it's in the display here. If you can't find it, go to the search option here and search for cast or mirroring, something like that. So I push it down here. I hope you can see that. It's a little bit difficult for me. So when we go down, usually you have the cast. I don't know if you can see that. Here we click on cast and you can see we have these things already. If you can't see that, make sure that you enable wireless display, otherwise it won't work. We click on DBPOWER, it says connecting. Up there it says also connecting, and now we can see the image or the screen mirrored there. And so I can go on the phone, let's say to YouTube. I play this video and you can see it's already playing. Of course I can make this a little bit larger and remove the overlay, and now we have it here already. Then you can increase the sound level here. There's a pretty good speaker built inside here. You can stay here on the plus or on the minus. Of course you have to point towards the infrared, otherwise it won't work, but it's pretty good. You can increase that a lot. If it's not enough, maybe you have to increase the volume here on your phone. And of course, to make it larger, now we have to click again here, and now I think we have it. Yeah, okay, this is what we want at the very end. Works pretty good. And now of course we have to control it from the phone. We can't use the remote control anymore. Two things also regarding the noise and the heat. There is some exhaust here on the side. I hope you can see that. I point this a little bit down here on the left side. we have the exhaust of the fan. It's blowing, you can feel that it has to get rid of the heat, but it's not blowing extremely, and it's also not loud. And what's the good thing is it has the same noise level over the whole time. It's not like starting slow and then increasing like crazy. So the noise level is definitely very acceptable. It hasn't been bothering me during this time when I've been using it. And in the background you can hear the AC running, and the AC is almost louder than the fan here. So if you move a little bit away from the projector, then it shouldn't be any problem regarding the noise. And for a last check here, I went a little bit closer. I mean, it's still not a perfect environment. Definitely, it's just a mobile screen and it's not really dark, but I just want to show you how nice and sharp and clear the whole image is actually. I'm really surprised. I mean, not surprised from DBPOWER, but at this price range, yeah, a really nice image here. So now here we are at the final test. Really difficult environment. It's not perfectly dark, and we have a really super difficult wall where we are pointing the projector at, and it's doing still a great job. I mean, I have also quite some limitations regarding the camera. Camera is usually struggling when it's getting a little bit darker, so the real image which you get here from the projector is much better than what you see. I've been showing this to my family and they have all been saying, oh wow, that's really good. I mean, I've been testing before a native 480p projector, and now this is a native 720p, and they all told, wow, this is much sharper, much brighter, much better. Overall, the whole experience is much better. This is total different story, total different level. So for me, that would definitely work for almost everything, especially if you're using like a screen which you hang up to the wall or so. It would make everything even much better, so you can even watch nice sports or so, even action sports like hockey or so. I have no doubt that this would even work with this thing, because the image is so sharp and nice and clear. Yeah, here we have something which I almost forgot to show you before regarding functions. There's definitely no zooming. You cannot make the image bigger, but you can make the image smaller. That's possible. You can see the difference here. The range is between 50% and 100%, so you have still quite some options to give some variations regarding the screen size. And for me, that at this price level is a big surprise that we can buy something like that. I'm super happy with this. This definitely works for me, and I can give you full recommendation on that, and I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description, so you can check it out and order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. And I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.